Hey, Hoops fans, welcome back to Tips and Streams, your ultimate WNBA betting destination. I'm your host, Kokon, and I'm pumped to dive into today's action-packed episode. We're gearing up for a deep analysis and some sharp predictions. But before we break down today's matchup, smash that subscribe button to stay in the loop with our forecasts. And if you dig our insights and today's WNBA game predictions, show some love by liking, sharing, or doing both. Stay locked in as we roll into today's WNBA betting picks on Tips and Streams. Today we have predictions for 3 WNBA games. The first prediction for today is for a game between the Atlanta Dream and Dallas Wings. The Atlanta Dream are set to clash with the Dallas Wings this Friday night at the College Park Center. Both teams are desperate to snap their current losing streaks and notch a vital win. The Dream, holding a 7-11 record, sit third in the Eastern Conference, while the Wings, struggling with a 4-16 record, are at the bottom of the Western Conference standings. This matchup marks their second meeting of the season, with Atlanta winning the first duel 83-78 on their home turf on May 24th. Offensively, the Atlanta Dream have faced significant challenges, averaging a league-low 76 points per game. Their shooting has been lackluster, hitting only 40.4% from the field and 31.9% from beyond the arc. Despite these offensive struggles, their defense has been solid, allowing just 80.8 points per game, the 5th best in the WNBA. They also forced 12.4 turnovers per game, while committing the same number, showcasing their ability to maintain possession. For Atlanta to secure a victory, key players like Alicia Gray and Jordan Canada must elevate their performances. On the other hand, the Dallas Wings have had their fair share of issues, particularly on defense, where they allow a league-worst 88.9 points per game. Offensively, they fare slightly better, averaging 80.6 points per game, but their inconsistency has been a major drawback. Arike Ogunbowale has been a standout performer, leading the league with 23.8 points per game. However, the Wings' tendency to turn over the ball, averaging 15.7 turnovers per game, has been a significant hurdle. In their latest outing, the Wings fell to the Phoenix Mercury 104-96, despite a stellar performance from Natasha Howard, who poured in 36 points. The Wings' defense allowed Phoenix to shoot 45.8% from the field, underscoring their defensive vulnerabilities. Additionally, injuries have plagued Dallas, with key players like Maddie Siegrist, Satu Sabali, and Jaylen Brown sidelined for this game. The Dream's recent form has been shaky, with a 2-8 record in their last 10 games. They recently lost to the Chicago Sky 85-77, despite holding a lead late in the game. While Atlanta's defensive strengths were evident, their offensive struggles and high turnover rate proved costly. The Dream are also dealing with injuries to key players like Ariel Powers and Ryan Howard, further complicating their situation. Analyzing the head-to-head matchups, the Dream have had the upper hand, winning their last encounter at home. Historically, playing in Dallas has not been overly daunting for the Dream, who have managed to compete effectively in this venue. The Dream's defense will be crucial in this game, as they need to capitalize on the Wings' turnover issues and defensive lapses. In back-to-back scenarios, it's essential to note that the Wings have struggled significantly. Their energy levels and performance tend to drop, exacerbating their defensive issues. The Dream, while not perfect, have shown they can maintain a competitive edge even in consecutive games. The Wings' poor track record in back-to-back games, coupled with their injury woes, makes them less likely to perform at their best. Comparing home and away statistics, the Dream's defense remains consistent, while their offensive struggles are somewhat less pronounced on the road. The Wings, playing at home, have a marginally better offensive output, but still suffer defensively. Atlanta's ability to maintain defensive pressure and force turnovers will be key. Given the stats, the Dream have a slightly better defensive field goal percentage and are more disciplined in ball handling. The Wings' offensive prowess, led by Ogunbowale, is notable, but their defensive shortcomings and injury list tip the scales in favor of Atlanta. In conclusion, while both teams are struggling, the Dream's defensive solidity and the Wings' defensive vulnerabilities give Atlanta the edge. Expect the Dream to capitalize on the Wings' turnover issues and defensive lapses. Atlanta's consistency in maintaining defensive pressure and forcing turnovers will be crucial in this matchup. The Dream are better positioned to win and cover the 1.5-point spread, thanks to their defensive capabilities and the Wings' current form and injury concerns. My money goes on the Atlanta Dream to win and cover the spread. The second prediction for today is for a game between the Las Vegas Aces and Los Angeles Sparks. The Las Vegas Aces are gearing up for a Western Conference clash at Crypto.com Arena against the Los Angeles Sparks. The Aces, boasting an 11-6 record and sitting third in the West, are coming off a back-to-back, having just played the Washington Mystics. Meanwhile, the Sparks are struggling with a 4-15 record and an 8-game losing streak. This marks the third of 4 matchups between these teams this season, with each winning their home game in previous encounters. Offensively, the Aces are a powerhouse, leading the WNBA with 87.8 points per game. Their star trio, A'ja Wilson, Kelsey Plum, and Jackie Young, has been dominant. Wilson, the league's top scorer, averages 27.0 points and 11.0 rebounds per game. Plum, a sharpshooter, adds 18.3 points and 5.1 assists, while Young contributes 18.7 points and 4.6 rebounds per game. Despite their offensive firepower, the Aces' defense is middle of the pack, ranking 8th and allowing 83.2 points per game. They play at a fast pace and are heavily reliant on their three-point shooting, making 9.5 threes per game at a 34.4% rate. In contrast, the Sparks are struggling on offense, ranking 11th in the league with 78.0 points per game. Diarika Hamby is a standout, leading the team with 18.3 points and 10.3 rebounds per game. Rickea Jackson is the only other player scoring in double digits with 10.2 points per game. The loss of rookie Cameron Brink has further weakened their defense, which ranks 10th, allowing 85.3 points per game. The Sparks have also struggled with shooting efficiency, hitting 42.9% from the field and 33.7% from beyond the arc. The Aces are coming off a strong performance, dominating the Indiana Fever 88-69. They shot efficiently, hitting 45.1% from the field and 36.0% from three-point range, while holding the Fever to just 36.4% shooting. On the other hand, the Sparks are in a downward spiral, with their latest defeat being an 82-80 loss to the Mystics. They shot well, hitting 46.7% overall and 43.3% from three, but their defense faltered. Injuries have also hit the Sparks hard, with key players like Azura Stevens, Lexi Brown, Julie Allemond, and Cameron Brink sidelined. Fortunately, the Aces have no significant injuries to report. Historically, the Aces have dominated this matchup, especially in Los Angeles, winning 4 of the last 5 games at Crypto.com Arena. This gives them a psychological edge heading into this game. Additionally, the Aces have shown resilience in back-to-back games, maintaining their high-scoring and fast-paced play. Statistically, the Aces hold a clear advantage. They outperform the Sparks in field goal percentage, 45.3% versus 42.9%, three-point percentage, 35% versus 33.7%, and rebounding. The Aces' strong offensive rebounding, led by Wilson, provides them with second-chance points, which will be crucial against a struggling Sparks defense. Considering all factors, the Aces are the superior team. Their offensive prowess, recent form, and historical success in Los Angeles make them favorites to win this game. However, the back-to-back scenario and the Sparks' desperation to end their losing streak could keep the game closer than expected. The Aces have struggled to cover large spreads this season, and the Sparks have managed to cover as double-digit underdogs in recent games. Given these dynamics, the prediction is that the Los Angeles Sparks will cover the 12.5-point spread. While the Aces are likely to win, the margin might be narrower than the spread suggests. The Sparks' ability to keep games close, especially at home, combined with the Aces' back-to-back fatigue, supports this conclusion. I'm placing my bets on the Los Angeles Sparks to cover the 12.5-point spread. The third prediction for today is for a game between the Chicago Sky and Seattle Storm. Prepare yourself for a thrilling WNBA showdown as the Chicago Sky take on the Seattle Storm. This matchup brings together teams at different ends of the league's spectrum, promising an exciting clash. Let's break down the stats, trends, and dynamics to predict the outcome. The Chicago Sky, with a 7-11 record, sit 4th in the Eastern Conference. They're riding high after an 85-77 road win against the Atlanta Dream, where their defense shined by forcing 18 turnovers and limiting Atlanta to just 31.8% from beyond the arc. Chicago outscored the Dream 44-36 in the paint and shot 6 for 14 from deep. Chennedy Carter led the charge with 26 points and 4 assists, while Angel Reese recorded a double-double with 12 points and 19 rebounds. Offensively, the Sky averaged 99.9 points per 100 possessions, ranking 9th in the WNBA. However, their shooting percentages are lacking, hitting 45.1% from inside the arc and a poor 30.4% from three-point range. Defensively, They allow 101.7 points per 100 possessions, placing them fifth in the league. They hold opponents to 49.2% shooting inside the arc and 32.0% from three, both respectable numbers. The Sky's offense has been erratic, averaging 79.4 points per game on 42.1% shooting from the floor. Their three-point shooting is particularly weak at 30.3%, and their free throw percentage is a mediocre 74.9%. However, they excel in rebounding, averaging 36.2 total rebounds per game. Defensively, Chicago limits opponents to 80.8 points per game, sixth in the WNBA. Their field goal defense ranks seventh at 43.7%, and their three-point defense is third at 32.0%. Rookie forward Angel Reese has been a standout, averaging 13.2 points, 11.8 rebounds, and 1.4 steals per game. On the flip side, the Seattle Storm are on fire with a 4-game winning streak, boasting a 13-6 record and sitting second in the Western Conference. In their last game, they dominated the Dallas Wings 95-71, marking their fourth straight win against the spread. Seattle's defense is their backbone, allowing just 96.2 points per 100 possessions, second best in the league. They also rank second in opponent shooting percentage inside the arc at 46.3% and fourth from three at 32.9%. The Storm's offense is potent, ranking fourth in adjusted offensive efficiency with 103.9 points per 100 possessions. They shoot 48.5% from inside the arc and 30.7% from three. Their free throw shooting is excellent at 82.8%. Jewel Lloyd leads the team, averaging 20.2 points, 5.3 rebounds, 3.7 assists, and 1.5 steals per game. Nneka Ogwumike and Skylar Diggins-Smith provide solid support, making Seattle a well-rounded team. Historically, Seattle has dominated recent matchups against Chicago, winning their last meeting by 9 points on the road in late May. The Storm's home court advantage is significant, as they've won 8 straight home games. Additionally, Seattle's performance in back-to-back games has been stellar, while Chicago struggles in such scenarios. The Sky's injury report includes Elizabeth Williams, whose absence will be felt in the paint. Seattle, on the other hand, is healthy and firing on all cylinders. This discrepancy in health and depth gives the Storm an edge. In head-to-head matchups, Seattle has had the upper hand, especially at home. Chicago's road performance has been inconsistent, with a 2-5 record away from home. The Sky's defensive prowess will be tested against Seattle's efficient offense. Considering both teams' stats and trends, the Seattle Storm are favored to win and cover the 9.5-point spread. Their superior shooting percentages, both from the field and the free throw line, combined with their defensive strength, make them the clear favorites. Additionally, their recent winning streak and home court dominance add to their advantage. In conclusion, expect the Seattle Storm to extend their winning streak to 5 games and cover the spread. Their balanced offense, stout defense, and home court advantage are decisive factors. I'm going with the Seattle Storm to win and cover the 9.5-point spread.